Curt Cignetti sweeps National Coach of the Year honors in all categories, to be expected. And do the Indiana Hoosiers basketball team have any chance of recovery this year to not only save Mike Woodson's job, but to save this team from what they're projected to do? We'll talk about it all on this episode. Let's get into it.
Pretty simple. I win.
For three on the way.
Hello, guys, and thank you for joining me on Indiana Sports Connection. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here and being part of this Indiana Hoosiers community on here. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about Curt Cignetti and the football team. I do have one correction on the video yesterday, and I was just getting so deep into looking at every Notre Dame player. Benjamin Morrison, he is injured. He was injured October 14th, so correction there. My bad on that. Hillbilly Monkey, what did I tell you? Stand there and let me know when I'm acting like a complete dipshit.
Well, if I told you every time you were acting like a dipshit, then you would never talk.
Your words hurt. Your words hurt. All right, and then we're going to talk about the Indiana Hoosiers basketball team because Mike Woodson was on the radio show with Don Fisher, and I got some quotes I will read from him. We'll talk about leadership, and we'll talk about what would a players only meeting look like for this Hoosiers team. I was watching Sleeper's podcast, and this idea popped into my mind. So thank you to them for giving me this idea, but we will take a look at what a parody of the Indiana Hoosiers team meeting would look like, and it should be hilarious. So thank you so much for being here. Hit that subscribe button down below if this is your first time here. I have a bunch of giveaways coming up. At 1,800 subscribers, I will be giving away something from Rally House, a shirt. At 1,900 subscribers, I will be giving away apparel from Rally House. And at 2,000 subscribers, I have a piece of memorabilia that I spent my hard-earned money from the channel on that you guys put into this. So I got a piece of memorabilia. It was like $50. It's got all of the championships on there. It looks super cool, and I should be having it here soon to show everybody. So at 2,000 subscribers, that will be coming up. So thank you so much for everybody for liking, subscribing, sharing the videos. This band video is up to 18,000 views, which is unbelievable. So the Indiana basketball community on here is just growing, and I could not thank you guys enough. And the video is brought to you by BetUS. Use my promo code Indiana125 and save 125% on your first 3 deposits. So you're saving money every time. The first 3 times you're putting money in there. And all of the AdSense revenue from now until December 25th is going to T2T.org. Tunnel to Towers. It's an organization I want to support. Without the veterans, we are nothing. And without further ado, you did all that good stuff. You subscribed, hit that thumbs up button. Let's get into talking. Let's get into talking about the Indiana Hoosiers. Alrighty, so Hillbilly Monkey, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today because we got some clips of Curt Cignetti, the press conference he did yesterday. God, I love this guy as the coach. Do you not?
Man, he is stellar, on point. He said everything that we want to hear in this press conference. Let's play some of them clips.
We got the clips lined up for you here. Some of the best things he said. I got some excerpts out of this. But yeah, he talks about how much preparation he puts into this. And this is what you want to hear out of your coach. How he loves to watch tape. Roll that clip, Hillbilly Monkey.
Yeah. Well, as you guys know, I'm a film junkie, right? I mean, in my free time, I'd just as soon be watching tape than be doing anything other than sitting in my recliner. So, you know, that's a couple years of, low red, high red work. Nowadays, you can PFF every touchdown pass from the 1 to the 4, from the 25 to the 5. And then, kind of going through those and seeing what might fit and, pull up something, depending on who you're playing, that scheme-wise might match something. So you're always trying to gain the edge in this business because, all these coaches can coach. All these teams are good. Despite, the records, the margin for error is very slim every game. And you've got to always work toward finding the edge.
This dude is just like the real deal. honest and genuine. It's like, I'd rather be watching tape than sit in my recliner. I mean, it's just all the stuff, how you get it done. But the next clip, he talks about what's been going on, because this first 2 weeks of December is really like a crunch time period where there's like recruiting starts going on and the signing days and all of that type of stuff. So he just talks about what goes into that and when he gets to the office and everything like that. So Hillbilly Monkey, see the work ethic of Curt Cignetti here.
A lot later than I normally do, and I was still in early, 4:35 a.m. So, because you're dealing with portal evaluation, official visits, and still opponent prep to some degree, and then you're dealing with your staff and your players' retention as well. I'm glad that week is behind us, and the message this morning to the coaches was, okay, guys, no phones in the meeting rooms. If you got your phone, take it to your office. And surprisingly, every guy got up except one. So that was revealing.
That's right. He's there at 4:30. That's what it takes. I mean, there's no secret to why this football team, with the players we have, are succeeding in the way they are. It's no fluke, people. I mean, I've heard and talked to a lot of Indiana football fans that really do think that this is like just one fly-by-night year. I do not think that's the case. I think Curt Cignetti is here to stay. I think he is a guy that can change the culture here, just as like really Nick Saban changed the culture at Alabama. And they weren't perennial winners till he came in. And he could have done that same thing at LSU. Nick Saban could have done it a lot of places. And the great ones that can really get it done, like Curt Cignetti has done at every level, they can get it done. Because it's that experience, it's the work ethic, it's the process, it's everything that goes into what he does. And then here he talks about, what type of preparation, if he's taking this like it's just another game. I slightly disagree. I mean, you never know what to do in like a big game. Treat it as a big game. I mean, there's like two schools of thought on this, but this is what he had to say about it right here. Brought up.
In my mind, it's just another game. I mean, you prepare for this one like you prepare for all of them. I think for our players, they're going to be excited to play and excited to prove something. I don't think anyone was happy with the way we came out of Ohio State. We didn't give ourselves a chance to be successful, giving up 14 points on the punt team and then having some of the communication breakdowns we had on pass pro. We didn't give ourselves a chance to play offense. So, but I think our guys have learned from that too, and will be better in a hostile environment than we were on that particular day. And at the end of the day, it's just football. The game's going to be won or lost between the white lines, and I want them to go out there, fly around, have a little swag, and play the way we can play.
But there you go. I mean, he is embodying everything we want in a coach. And I just hope they go out there and they really prove it. My mind is ping-ponging around right now. The game, if I was going to make a prediction, I would make the prediction that it would be 17-14 Hoosiers. I don't know why I feel like it might be just kind of a low-scoring defensive battle, but that is where my pick is. Let's move on and start talking about the basketball team now, because is there any hope for this basketball team? No! Tell me in the comments down below. What do you think about the team? I just keep thinking, like, are people going to step up? And we're going to read Mike Woodson's comments from the interview with Don Fisher that he does every Monday. Here's what Mike Woodson said. When you look at our team, I think Goody is our most outspoken player on our ball club. You kind of expect that. Ballo has stepped up and spoken some too. Woodson says Malik Renew needs to step up and speak up more as a junior. Also notes that Leal and Galloway have been leaders as fifth-year seniors. That to me is not good. I don't think, like, although Luke Goody is a Mr. Indiana guy and, has been around, you don't want a guy who's really a bench player and really a role player on those Illinois teams. While he provides leadership, he's coming in as a one-off player. I mean, you need guys that are entrenched in this, that give a shit about this. A lot more than just like a one-year player coming in. So while Sleepers Media was talking about what a players only meeting would look like. And Hillbilly Monkey, why don't you just help me here? What would a players only meeting look like at Indiana University? Hey guys, the reason why I called you all here is because, my uncle played football here and my dad went to school here and I know all about and grew up loving Indiana basketball, and we need to really take this seriously and take the name on the front of our jersey seriously.
Yeah, take the name on the front of the jersey seriously. Yeah.
Indiana basketball special. Look at Gabe Cupps here. He's from Ohio, and he wishes he was from Indiana. He's like an asylum seeker. He comes over...
Yeah, guys, I came over here from Ohio, but I wish I was from Indiana. You Hoosiers, you don't even know how good you got it.
I don't even know what a Hoosier is still. Can somebody please explain to me? What is a Hoosier here?
And where in the hell is Galloway? He's the one who called this meeting. Hey guys. Sorry I'm late. I had the thing last night, with the trash cans full of Everclear and the casino night with the dancing girls and everything. Yeah, we know you had the casino night with the dancing girls and everything, but don't you give a shit about this? Like, come on, man. You're the one that called this meeting, and you're 20 minutes late. Now, if we want to win more than 10 Big Ten games, you better get your Hoosier heads out of your Hoosier asses and start acting like you just give more than like two shits. I have no athletic ability, guys. I can shoot from the outside, but I need other players that are good for me to make this work. Please. Oh, the pain that Luke Goody feels being on this team, doesn't it? He may be the only guy that looks like he gives a shit. I think Leal and Galloway have just technically fifth year dropped out. They're like, we got our paycheck. Okay, we got our, whatever. So what are we going to do? Let's go surfing and check out some babes, Like, what goes on with this team? Hillbilly Monkey, what goes on with this team? I sit here today and I seriously look at the rest of Indiana's schedule, and we got just about 2 weeks, 16 days until January 2nd from right now. And look, the other thing is, as soon as Friday, and they better hope, Mike Woodson better hope the football team should win, because this, in a lot of ways, is providing a buffering distraction for Mike Woodson that not every single person's head in the Indiana athletic world has pointed it directly at Indiana basketball yet, because about the time when that happens, come mid-January, and I know what it was like on this channel last year in mid-January, about the time when that happens is about the time that you're going to find out if we start losing these Big Ten games, people's heads are going to explode. Because if you look at our schedule, if we start losing games, and they talked about this on the Sleepers podcast as well. There be a scenario where Mike Woodson is fired by February 4th? You better bet your ass there is. I believe there is a scenario where Mike Woodson's fired by February 4th. I guarantee there is, because here is one major problem that I'm finding with this team. And they did talk about this. This team has only played blowout games. It is so hard. In competition, you need to be in seesaw affairs where you get a run, they get a run. The Nebraska game was like that for a little bit, but not in the last 7 minutes. It was a blowout in the end. When you've played 10 or 11 games right now, and every single game, if you look through the list, has been a blowout one way or the other. That is not how you sharpen your tools. I'm going to tell you, a thing popped up on my YouTube yesterday, and it was about the 1976 team. And it had Scott May and Quinn Buckner, and said Bob Knight came in, the 1976 team, and he said to them, you guys want to play UCLA the first game of the year? And they were like, yeah, coach, we want to play UCLA. And they won the championship the year before. They're like, we're not ducking anybody. And that is what a good team does. You're like, and I'm not saying they got to be like the 76 Hoosiers, but look, greatness doesn't duck anybody. If you think you're the best at something, you're not going to sit there and cower down and be like, oh, well, no. You're like, we want to play the best teams. And I see one other thing, a comment from Doug Carlson. I see him on a lot of different things, and he comments on my channel too. But Mike Woodson's fandom was at an all-time high after that North Carolina game in the 2023 season. We beat North Carolina. That was the game our defense played all-time great. And ever since then, there's been a decline on these teams. I don't know what happened since then. Yes, we beat Purdue 2 times that year, but it was like that was at the height of the Mike Woodson love, and it has been going down ever since then. Can he recapture it? He's got to go 12-8. That is what he has to do. It's right in front of him. You got to at least go 12-8 to make it into the tournament, because Indiana has no big wins right now. Right now, the best win for Indiana, the best game for Indiana, is losing by 15 to Gonzaga. And that is a fact, Jack. We got to do something about this. And how is it going to go forward? Leave your comments down below. Do you think there is any hope for this Hoosier team going forward? I want to hear from you. Hillbilly Monkey, tell me what you thought about Mike Woodson's comments. I got to carve out your section here.
Carved from the sands of the Wabash River and formed into a monkey lamp that's sold at Home Goods. It's the Hillbilly Monkey Perspective on Indiana Sports Connection. I think the whole team rests on Renew and Galloway's shoulders. These two guys, you gotta have the guys who are returning back, that are the ones coming back, that are gonna galvanize the groups of people coming in, and Mbako as well. And these guys gotta learn that this has gotta be like your team, and it's gotta be you. And if Renew and Galloway, and I heard the things these guys said in the offseason, how they wanted to be better leaders, but the bottom line is, you don't start a YouTube channel by sitting in your room talking to yourself. You got to turn on the camera and do the freaking work, right?
That's right. Like, you don't start doing something, you don't start being a better leader by keeping your mouth shut. Open your mouth. Do better. Like, Renew, do better. Because, look, Renew stops nobody. He is the most physically soft player I have ever watched in the history of Indiana basketball. Watch the plays of him inside. He gets dunked on, over and over again, and he never puts up a fight. He never puts himself out there to try to stop somebody. I don't think he mentally understands basketball at all. Like, I don't think he understands fundamentally what his job is. Your job is to stand in the way of those people and to stop them from getting to the rim. To stop them. That means you physically stop them. It's pretty simple. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. Until next time, stay classy out there, Hoosier fans.